Now, I think it goes without saying that I really like weird redstone contraptions, and I got to admit, I come up with a lot of really weird redstone ideas that never actually make their way into videos, just because I don't think they'd work as a standalone redstone contraption, having its own dedicated video. So I was thinking today, wouldn't it be fun if I just compiled a few of my weird redstone ideas into one redstone video and call it me building weird redstone ideas? Let's see how well this works. Now, my first weird redstone idea is a shape-shifting piston door. So this is a door that you can hit a button and you can change the design of the door that's in front of you. So maybe you have your stairs set up like this, and then you go, actually, you know what, I'm not feeling that anymore. So you want to flip it around so that the stairs are like this. And we would be able to do that with the press of a button. Then you maybe want a different design, then a different design, and you can just kind of mix and match. This is going to be interesting. Now, I've got to say already, I've had to reduce the complexity of my original idea a little bit, and I'll get onto that once I start to explain how this thing is going to function. But I have to say, this is going to be a bit of a pain in the backside to construct. I hadn't thought through how complex this contraption could actually end up being. Now, the idea of this circuit right here is quite simple. It is that it picks up those blocks and then deposits them on the other side, and then it all retracts away. But as you can see, there's just the tiniest little problem that I'm having, but it's super frustrating. And this thing is just spiraling out of control when it comes to its size. I think once we get this done, just literally the flipping of the blocks, then it should be absolutely fine. And to think, when I came up with this idea, I was not only going to have one of these happening horizontally, so we could flip it in this direction, but I also wanted to have one that flipped it vertically as well. But as far as I could tell, that was physically impossible, although I'm sure some of you smart guys out there will be able to work that one out. And yes, I think I might have pulled it off. With just a simple change of the timings up at the top here from 4 ticks to 3 ticks, now this block stays out of the way of that observer there, which means that these sticky pistons don't actually get powered on the way back, which means that this part of the system is now actually working, which is brilliant. Now, I'm hoping that when I hit this button up here, we should see these blocks flip around. I can't remember what order I placed them in, so let's try that out again. Seriously, I'm suffering from... Is this working? I literally, as soon as it happens, I forget what colour the blocks were originally, but I feel like something is changing. Look, blue's on the left, and now yellow is on the left. Okay, so they are actually flipping around. So now we see if it works as an actual door. We flick the lever, that opens everything up so you can walk through. We flick the lever again, that closes it. We hit the button. Oh my word. Ah. Yeah, I don't know what that noise was either. Anyway, let's try this out one more time. And that is a tiny bit more promising. So there we go. We have changed the shape of the piston door. The only thing is that the gaps down the side, they aren't exactly pretty in this formation here. So I've come up with a potentially ridiculous idea to sort this out. I mean, this is a weird redstone ideas video, I suppose. Now, what we have down at the bottom here are double piston extenders with concrete powder on top of them that push up the concrete powder to hide away all of those ugly pistons. Then when we want the redstone to work, they drop down, all of the pistons can do their thing. Then once they finish doing their thing, they in theory pop back up and hide away everything ugly. And that should now be done. We've got a lot of redstone lying around. You can see I've been making a lot of modifications, but also we've got some pulse extenders. I've put some timing circuits in there. There's a lot of bits going on here, but it should now all be functioning. So if we hit this button, then that should flip our piston door around, and we have a slightly different design. That's all looking good. And if we just peer through here, okay, let's flip it back around. And that is all looking correct. And then eventually all of our concrete powder should pop up. Okay, that's looking lovely. Now, if you want to open our piston door, good stuff. And there we go. This thing actually functions and has made itself prettier than it was beforehand. I'm proud of this. Right, let's move on. I was messing around with dispensers and fire charges the other day, and I discovered something strange, I think you could safely say. Now, this actually looks a little bit different to what was happening when I was doing it. It kind of had a smoother arc, but I mean, I think it illustrates what I'm talking about quite nicely. Now, I wonder, so if I was to place blocks up like this, I imagine it probably doesn't go past them, right? No, okay, so it crashes into it there. Okay. There we go, that's a little bit more like it. Now we can actually see what's going on. So our fire charge travels through, and I'm just trying to work out roughly where we'd have to put this thing. Now, this wasn't my original intention, but are we able to bounce it back down? Like, can we bounce fire charges around endlessly, or do they reach a point where they kind of stop doing that sort of bouncy stuff? All right, let's give it a go. Oh, that looked like it wanted to work, really. No, it looks like you can't actually do that. I wonder if we just we have one more last ditch effort here. Okay, so we're gonna go extra repeater of delay. We're gonna go for 4 ticks. It's getting dark, but I don't care. Here goes. Let's try this. Man, that's so disappointing. Whoa! Yes! You can do it! But only very occasionally. Oh, there it is. That is spectacular. That is the coolest thing ever. Oh my word. It's getting reliable. Look, I'm creating a line here. Oh man. They're always hitting the same point, so I wonder if we... How many slime blocks is that? I'm sure that's enough. I'm sure it just relies on the fact that, yeah, those slime blocks, those extra slime blocks, I think we could be onto something here. If I put a few extra ones on here and then place in some movable objects, it doesn't really add too much to the reliability, unfortunately. But, I mean, it does function very occasionally, so I wonder if we could bounce it twice. And can I just say, my original plan was to build some form of trap with this game mechanic, but this is far more entertaining. This is a very tricky thing to test because the fire charge rarely makes it to our next platform. And when it does, it then rarely moves on, but that was close. Right, let's try changing up some of the timings, maybe. Oh my word, we are so close. We are so close. But I don't know if it'll bounce 3 times. Ah! Oh, I just so want this to work. I so want it to work. I've been watching this now for probably about 15 minutes, and you know, we get some pretty close calls. You can see that sometimes it really looks like it's going to do it, but it doesn't look like it does, which is so disappointing that I'm going to move on from fire charge. I get excited every single time. Every single time I think it's going to work. Right, we're moving on. I don't like this anymore. It just gets my hopes up way too much. The presence of these fires over here, though, is very interesting. Because they're probably about 300 blocks away from where we built this thing. So maybe, even though we can't see it, it does actually function. Anyway, we're actually moving on now onto something that's actually been fairly well requested on my YouTube channel, which is a diagonal flying machine. Now, I want to make this vertical, so it kind of goes upwards like this, and I kind of want it to look like a staircase, so it's like a never-ending staircase that you kind of ride on. I don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah, I don't even really know where to begin with this one. So you want it to go across by a block and then up by a block and then across by a block and then up by a block. I imagine it's going to be quite simple, but you never know. I can't think this through. I've been sat here blankly looking at the screen for about half an hour. Really? I can't think it through at all. I've been playing way too much Minecraft today. It's not going well. It's not going well at all. Okay, I've made one step. One step I have managed to create, which is... oh gosh. Many hours later, here we are on a very seized and very broken, totally not functioning diagonal flying machine. Yeah, no, just the reason that this is so difficult, okay, is that every single extra component you add adds an extra layer of complexity because it's another thing that you need to move diagonally. And that just makes life so challenging. I don't understand how to do it. I really don't. And I've been at this for hours and it's frustrating me and it's driving me around the bend that I can't actually do it. So please, to those of you out there who are very good at building slime flying machines, just build one and show me how to do it, because otherwise I won't be able to sleep for the next couple months. Okay, I think that's going to wrap things up for today's weird redstone video. It's been a lot of fun just goofing around with different concepts and things, and I think it's something I'm going to do again in the future. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.